All right, welcome to the Daily BA. My name is Ryan O. I am your host, Monday through Friday content for behavior analysts like you and by a behavior analyst myself. So today we have Beyond Freedom and Dignity by B.F. Skinner. And so this is a follow-up to a video that I already shot that had the Skinner 3-pack or the Skinner trifecta. And we had Science and Human Behavior, Beyond Freedom and Dignity, and About Behaviorism. I want to take today to dive into my opinions and thoughts about Beyond Freedom and Dignity, and then I want to turn around and answer some of your questions or provide some of your thoughts as well in this video, because I asked you, what do y'all think? So let's jump in. As I mentioned, this is the first book that I was gifted. It was by my friend Mark Malady. He said, "You're a damn badass." D-A-Y-M. Thanks, Mark. Always remember this book. And so this was published in 1971. Now, are you really free? Is there such thing as freedom? And if so, what does that do to the dignity of the person if there is no freedom? Very interesting questions, right? These are things that Skinner tackles head on. And in my opinion, he tackled them so head on and so out front that it actually did not do what it was intended to do. If this was intended to go out there and make the science of behavior well known and well respected, I question the degree to which it actually did that. Now, was it sound and was it from the right perspective of a behavior analyst? Yes, but could you have softened the language a little bit? Perhaps. One thing that's cool about this book is it is just a little over 200 pages and is not written very technically, so it is a very quick read. Sometimes as little as a couple days or a week and you can be through and over it. And so those questions of are you free and is there such thing as freedom are very tricky, because if we're going to look at the world from a natural science perspective in which there is one world and that is the world as we view it from that scientific lens, then there can't be things outside of that one world. So there can't be controlling entities or deities or whatnot outside of that view. Very hard concept to grasp and understand depending on your history. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's right, but it is the perspective for which this book is written. One of my favorite things about it, as I had mentioned in the previous video, is that there are very nice, concise summaries at the end of each chapter. So quite often I find myself on just an evening thinking about this and I can go through, I can read 10, 15, 20 pages, and I have a very quick summary again of the main points throughout the entire book. It's very nice when you're trying to reference certain things because you can go back to those and you can really dig into the actual chapters where you're looking for something. One little side note, you'll notice that this was one of the first and last books that I highlighted. I don't know if it happened through here, but essentially I found myself highlighting and writing a lot. And as I did that more with more of my books, I just ended up highlighting the whole thing. All right, so those are my opinions. I also asked you, what did you like? What did you not like? What were your thoughts in general when it came to the information that he presented in this book? And so let's go through some of those. The first one's here. All right, so the main comment that I want to address today is one by Dr. Carl Binder, and he says, "Of course, the title of Beyond Freedom and Dignity made it onto the front page of the Time magazine, and while it made its point, it unfortunately brought a lot of opposition out of the woodwork." And to that I would say, it sure seems so. I didn't live through that time, can't say for sure, but you can quickly do a Google search and find just dozens and really hundreds and hundreds of articles that are written in opposition to what was stated in Beyond Freedom and Dignity. I think it serves as a lesson for us of the way in which we craft our message is very critical. And just because something theoretically is implied, given our science and where our science stands, where it comes from, doesn't mean that we need to be so harsh in presenting that sort of material. And we need to be open to other perspectives and blend those together and perhaps look at different ways in which we can really disseminate our field. One that I'm particularly interested, that I'll cover another time, is the concept of mid-level terms. It's used quite often in the contextual behavioral science community, and it seems to have got some traction given things like their professional organizations have surpassed the total number of people in some of our more traditional organizations like the Association of Behavior Analysis International. But it comes at a sacrifice too, so maybe that's something to continue to discuss. What are your different ways in which you are trying to disseminate the science? How harsh or subtle are you when you present certain things? I, for one, take it differently depending on the person's interest, background, kind of their susceptibility to just listen to others, essentially. All right, do me a favor, if you like this content, please hit that like button. It makes a huge difference. And if you're not already, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the comments. That's your Daily BA.